Yeah. Go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Friday podcast here as we roll with another edition of Pro Line. Jim Feist is here. I'm Dave Koken. Coming off an exciting Thursday for me. Worked out pretty well. 3-1 altogether. The free play on Cleveland missed by a half point. I did use that game, but if you checked out the plays I had yesterday on Seton Hall, Northeastern, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, you got a perfect 3-0. I've got 2 for 1 going tonight in college basketball, Creighton Gonzaga, plus my upset special. And here's the cool part. If you buy one for $25 at JimPice.com, you're going to get a coupon, and that will be used to get the other plays free. So it's just $25. You're going to end up with both of these outstanding Friday night plays. I'm on a big roll right now. And, you know, you got to go with a hot hand. These don't last forever, so cash in while it's going. Jim, how about you?
Well, I missed with the Redskins last night. I thought I had a good chance, but those early miscues by Crowder really stopped the momentum of the Redskins. And then, of course, they could not contain the running game of Dallas. If Dallas can run the ball, they're a very dangerous football team. The question is, are they going to get away with that with teams that can stop the run? But last night, at least, with Morris running the ball and our offensive line a little bit more intact, they picked up the pieces from those early mistakes by Washington, and they carried it over the finish line. They played well.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We still only had 275 yards of offense. That's not going to win many games. I thought the -4 turnovers by the Redskins were a killer. And then the game got out of hand late. So I don't know. I didn't get any kind of a buy sign on Dallas there. I don't think they're much of a team. And the Redskins aren't very good on defense. So that's not exactly news. I was surprised at Boston's offensive incapabilities last night. They just didn't have a good game, and that includes the quarterback.
If Crowder would have caught that first pass on 1 or 2 yard line instead of tipping it into the defender's hands, and then not holding it on to the first 3 times Dallas had the ball, they had a punt. They didn't do anything.
Right.
And if you'd have gotten, if Washington would have gone up 7 or 10 or 14-0, the whole game plan would have changed. You're not going to run the ball very much when you're down a couple scores. So the game all swung on those turnovers, and 4 turnovers in a football game is a major thing to overcome. Basically, it's about a 5% winning formula for the team that turns the ball over 4 times in a game. It just doesn't happen very often.
No, sure doesn't. Well, we've got some big games coming up on Sunday in the NFL. And we've had a lot of line moves from where they first opened last Sunday, the Westgate Superbook. They put the numbers up very quickly in the NFL. They're the first ones out there with numbers you can bet on in the NFL. And that's some substantial moves from where they opened. Might as well look at some of these and try to explain what's happening as far as the line's concerned. I think the first one's pretty easy, Jim. The Bears were 5.5, they're down to 3, and I think this is all because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be starting for the 49ers.
Yeah, you have a bad football team with an upgraded quarterback, but he's only upgraded in potential. We have never really seen him for an extended period of time perform any miracles. So he's got the potential, he's got the size, he's got the talent. They have a good coach. They have a coach that knows how to produce points. He's got a reputation. He did come off the Falcons last year. I think the mix is right there. I think it's a good fit. If they're going to keep Garoppolo and he's going to be number 1 quarterback and he stays healthy, this could be long-term benefits. I don't know that it's going to work this week, but you got to deal with the Chicago Bears. They're almost nothing on offense. They don't produce points. They don't allow their quarterback to even throw the ball down the field. They try to win it with defense and a running game. I'm not. I don't really have a side in this game. I really have no no opinion. I think the line is more right at the 3 number than the 5 number. So that's pretty much all I have to say on that game.
Broncos have gone from pick to -1.5. You got Cutler back in the mix for Miami, which doesn't impress people. And, you know, Denver doesn't have any good quarterbacks, but the best of their 3 quarterbacks will be playing here.
Well, I don't know what you say about a game like this. This is one of those, you know, Miami is the Cleveland Browns of the South. Denver has been mismanaged by John Elway and company for several years now. They got a head coach there that both of these head coaches are really questionable of whether they should be in those positions. This is a game that I have no opinion. If I lean to this game at all, even in the first game, if I had a lean in San Francisco, Chicago, or Miami, Denver, I'd probably bet both the games under.
Jaguars game has moved up from 8.5 to 10. That's not surprising. You know, they hang in once in a while, but they're not much of a football team. Jacksonville coming off a game that kind of blew it last week at Arizona. And this becomes a very important game for the Jaguars, and the bettors are responding.
Yeah, but teams that need to win don't always win, and you're always paying a bigger price. The Jaguars are a better football team. They have a better running game, better defense. They don't have a better quarterback. Bortles is not better than anybody, and really, he's not very good. But the Indianapolis Colts are a mess. They're one of the worst 3 to 5 teams in the league. I don't argue with who's going to win the game. I certainly do not like 10-10.5. I think it's just too big a number.
The Packers are getting some attention from bettors. The game's got to pick them to 2.5. I think Hundley convinced some people last week. Winston is okay to play this week for Tampa. That's not impressing anybody. And Green Bay's been getting the action so far.
You know, in this case, first of all, let's a couple things. Tampa Bay's they're an outdoor team playing in the South, which is hot, going to a cold weather city. It's not Sunday yet, so you don't really know what the weather will be because it does change very quickly in Wisconsin. Hundley did play better last week, and if you give a young guy time to gel with the team, you know, they all have potential when they come into the league. And he almost beat Pittsburgh. So when you look at that, and then Jameis Winston, first of all, he's not been playing well all year. He's got some off-field issues, been acting rather strangely at times. And dropping from Fitzpatrick to Winston, or going from Fitzpatrick to Winston actually might be a drop. You know, at least Fitzpatrick knows how to win. And quite frankly, I thought he was playing better when he was on the field than Winston was when he was on the field. So I can understand the move to Green Bay, and I kind of lean that way because I really do think there's some negatives for Green Bay playing in cold weather. They're really not going anywhere. And you know, Green Bay is still in the mix. If they could figure out a way to win some games, they are in the mix. But, you know, and I don't think laying under a touchdown for a team like this is really a bad idea.
Let's look at the game between this line hasn't moved a lot, but because it's a big game, I think it's significant to talk about what has happened. That's the match between Carolina and New Orleans. Saints are getting to play here, 3.5 to 4.5, and from what I gather, you know, the public likes them, and the shot money's also been on New Orleans this game.
There are 5s out there, actually, although 5 is a pretty dead number. But, you know, the Panthers, I am not a big fan of their Cam Newton. Not because he's not a great athlete, because he is, but he is not an accurate passer. And at some point in time, you do need to be able to throw the ball accurately. He overthrows a lot of his receivers. And that may not get him in trouble all the time, but it sure can come up and bite you. The other thing is, Carolina's got a few key injuries that might affect them here. The Saints have played well all year. They haven't played the toughest schedule in the world, and they got caught in a sandwich situation last week against a very good team on the West Coast in the Rams. Carolina beat the Jets last week, but quite frankly, I'm going to tell you, I think the Jets beat the Jets last week.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with Carolina, and I think that's why you're seeing the move. I think the Saints are going to win this game. I don't know that they're going to win the game by margin, but I certainly wouldn't want to be on the Panthers with their injuries and their inconsistent play. I honestly have to say, I think this number is too high. Both teams have played pretty good defense this year. I don't see a 48 as being accurate. I think it should be less.
And we'll look at the matchup between the Steelers and Bengals on Monday, because this game has moved from 7, that was the opener, 7 down to 4.5. And look, it's the same old story for Pittsburgh. They play down their competition on the road. They've been a notoriously poor road favorite against losing teams under Mike Tomlin. So I'm not surprised with the money showing. Cincinnati will treat this as their big game because it's the Steelers. It's a rivalry. They're not going anywhere. So I think this is the game for the Bengals as far as their own goals are concerned. I'm not surprised at that line movement at all, and I don't disagree with it either.
Well, this is a division rivalry. There's a lot of history here between these two clubs. Mike Tomlin, I don't know what to say about Mike Tomlin. We know he's a good coach, but I don't think he does a good job in keeping his team focused on the right things. For years, his teams have played down to their competition. You're going up against a backup quarterback last week with Green Bay. He almost lost the game. They do that consistently. Now, being that this is a division rival, this might get a little bit more of their attention. Although Pittsburgh is really not in trouble with anybody. They've got a kind of a coast job. Unless somebody gets hurt, it's going to be them and the Patriots, because in the AFC they are the only really two good teams that you have to think about. However, you can stub your toe and then stub your toe again, and all of a sudden you're in a war with somebody. And the Ravens are coming on a little bit stronger. I'm not going to bet this game. You never know what you're going to get out of a Mike Tomlin coach team. Now, I can't say very much about the Cincinnati coach either. Over the years, he's had pretty good records in regular season, and he's been absolutely terrible in playoffs. But this is a regular season game. It is a division home dog. So technicalities there, you probably look at the dog, and that's what the marketplace has done. But talent-wise, Pittsburgh is way more talented. Cincinnati has lost some players, even in the offseason. They've lost some people, and they're not the same club they were the last few years. They just don't have the talent base they had. So, on paper, Pittsburgh should win this game easily by a touchdown. But you never know what you're going to get with Mike Tomlin.
Well, you do know what you're going to get when you get plays from either Jim or myself, and that's game.
That Zeus had something to say.
Somebody else has to put in their opinion.
Yeah.
We got some great plays coming up this weekend. I've got 2 good college games tonight, college basketball games. I'm also going to tell you that it's just not going to get much better than it is right now. So if you want to ride a hot hand, at these 2 games, and the cool part is you're only paying for one of them. You buy one for $25, you get the second one free with a coupon code that you can punch in, and it's as simple as that. So get those 2 games. Jim, I know you've got the college football game tonight between Stanford and USC, and a great weekend lined up as well.
I have quite a few games in the conference championship games in college football. I'm real excited about them. Actually, I have one tonight, and I think I have at least an opinion either side or total on every one of them tomorrow. And then, of course, I have some very strong plays, sides and totals in the NFL. Now, let me talk about college basketball. Last night, I did not win, but I have had a really good record, definitely almost 70% going into last night. I had one loser last night. I have one game up on the site right now for college hoops. It's a short card tonight. And I will have several for Saturday because there'll be a big card on Saturday in college hoops. So you're going to college hoops, college football, pro football, and of course we got the NBA. And it's a great time of year. It's just a great betting time of year. And make sure you go to jimfeist.com and vegasportsmasters.com.
And we will get them rolling for the weekend. We'll come back on Monday with a brand new podcast. We'll check out what took place over the weekend and start this whole process all over again. Jim, have a good one. Talk to you Monday.
You too, Dave. Take care.